Today is day 8 of my Spring Declutter challenge, and today I am tackling my coffee and tea bar. This is probably one of my favorite spots in my home. It makes me feel all good and warm and cozy and happy. We actually bought the cupboards with some inheritance money from my grandparents, so every time that I'm over here I always think of them, and it's just, I don't know, I love this area. So I do try to keep it fairly clutter-free. I've been really working on tweaking our organizing systems over the past couple of years. Having the new cupboards has really helped because here there used to be a corner cupboard that we would try to store things in, and it was really difficult. So now that we have something that works more efficiently for us, it's definitely been easier, but there's times when we just find really good sales on tea, so it kind of gets a little crazy down there. So there's usually something that needs a little tune up, if you will. So enough talk, let's get to it. Here is a look of our coffee bar before. I do try to keep this fairly clutter-free on the outside and inside, but definitely on the top because it's an area we see all the time. And this is actually 2 cupboards put together because we couldn't find something in the dimensions that we liked in the style that we were looking for, so this seemed to work best. In the left cupboard are all of our mugs and extra coffee and tea making supplies, and in the right is all of our tea and our coffee supplies and our cocoa as well. As I've said many times in the past, if you don't have long to declutter, but you want to make a big impact, start with something you can see, like a flat surface. So we're going to start with the top of the coffee bar, and I'm going to start on the left and work my way to the right. So I am restocking our TARDIS cookie jar. This holds the tea bags that my husband has at least once a day, just so it's easy access for him. And you might notice a little bit of a theme when it comes to my coffee and tea bar. I have my TARDIS cookie jar. The picture on the left is the different meals that hobbits like to have, so like second breakfast, 11sies, things like that. Then the middle one is a Dalek coffee picture, and then the one on the right is a Star Wars coffee picture. So we're nerds over here, and I wanted something nerdy but kind of subtle, and it all kind of fit the theme, so I am a big fan of it. Next quick task you can do if you don't have a lot of time is go through your mugs. Remove anything that is broken or chipped, anything that you just don't use anymore. We have quite the collection, and what's even more embarrassing than this is that these don't include my daughter's collection or my older son's collection because those are with them at college. So we have a lot of mugs. I have 5 mugs that I use regularly, and they all have their own purpose. It's a little embarrassing. We definitely love our mugs here. And I was really considering narrowing them down because, as you can see, we have a lot. And we don't host as much anymore, so I don't necessarily need as many, but I would really like to start hosting things again more often. So if, like, by the end of the year we really haven't been hosting more and really needing them, then I will narrow it down. But at this point, we have the room for all of them, so I'm not too concerned about it. If we had less space, I would definitely narrow it down more now. But right now, I think I'm okay. All right, moving down to the next shelf. And this has our bigger mugs, our travel mugs, and our water bottles. So another thing you can do quickly is go through your water bottles. Are any of them, are they in good condition? If there's any that are cracked or leak or don't stand up nicely, let them go. If there are travel mugs that, like, the lids don't sit on well anymore, or like they leak or don't keep your drinks hot or cold, depending on what kind of drinks you like, let them go. Another quick task you can do is wipe down a shelf. We don't get a lot of dirt or dust in here, but somehow this morning I woke up and there was water everywhere. I'm not sure what happened, so I'm just making sure that everything is really wiped down so that, like, the shelves don't get ruined, nothing gets sticky or gross or mildewy. So that's a quick thing you can do as well. I know the shelves on the right cupboard will need it more because like cocoa spills or tea leaves or coffee grinds, things like that will be more prevalent in that cupboard. And then moving down to the bottom shelf, this holds all of our extras like our French press and a tea kettle. We don't need them. We haven't used them in over a year, but I'm so afraid that if what we use now breaks, we won't be able to make our tea and coffee. So normally I would say, hey, like it's okay to get rid of them and figure out a different use if things break, but because we do have the space and it really isn't bothering us to hold these, I'm going to keep them for now. I don't always recommend doing that, but because I have the space and I don't need it for anything else, I'm saying it is okay to keep those items. Moving on to the right cupboard, I don't know what happens, but every time I film this cupboard, I never get my camera angle right. I don't know if I just misjudge the angle when I set my camera up, or my tripod, which is on its last legs, readjusts between me setting up the camera and walking into frame. I don't know. So I apologize profusely for the really bad angle where you can't really see what I'm working on, but I'm going to do my best to describe it for you. So we're going to start top to bottom, left to right. I love doing that because it helps me stay, on track, and I don't get distracted and start dabbling in different areas and feel like I'm not making progress. And it's really easy if I walk away to figure out where I left off. So just looking through these baskets, making sure that these are teas that we like, that they've been used or bought recently, and just trying to keep them organized. The top shelf is all the black teas that my husband drinks. I cannot have black tea, so the second shelf is all of the herbal tea and my favorite green tea that I drink almost every day because it really helps my stomach, and then our coffee supplies. So I'm actually restocking this little R2D2 tin, continuing on with the geeky theme, but that tin holds my green tea, so it's just easy to find, and it's really cute to open up the door and see a little R2D2 looking at me. So just making sure that everything is wiped up, and I will be restocking some teas in these baskets. I really was hoping that it was going to be in frame next time that I do tea and restock them. I will get a better video of this, but I don't know how well you can see it, but inside each small basket are boxes of tea with the top off of them, and then I store the tea bags in there, and then I have little white pieces of paper. It's actually from other tea boxes that I'm going to just throw out, and I make labels, so the labels stick up over the tea bag so you can see at a glance what flavor of tea is where, and that has worked really well for us. But storing the tea bags take up a lot of space, but I figured out a way to get them to sit inside of a box where I can actually fit 1.5 boxes of tea, sometimes even closer to 2 full boxes of tea inside one tea box. And all I do is I take the tea bags and I arrange them one right side up, and then in front of it will go one that's upside down, and then a right side up one and an upside down one, and that alternates them so the tea will fit in the nooks and crannies, because the tea bag will be in the bottom of each one. So if you just arrange them all upright, it's pretty thick, but if you alternate them, the thickness of the tea bag will go towards the top of the next bag, so it just fills the space a lot better. So that is a really neat and easy way to maximize your storage space when it comes to sorting tea bags. I don't think I have a video on this. If I do, I will put the card up in the top right corner, so if you don't see a card here, you will know why, but I will work on that if I don't find one. So right now I am just working on making a tag for a new kind of tea. This is an immunity tea that my husband just got me for free. I did pull out a few bags of it because my daughter has been a little under the weather this week. So I'm just setting that aside for her. I think we're going to see her in the next couple days. So that way I can give it to her and kind of give her an immunity boost. Finals are coming up in the next couple weeks. She has been so incredibly busy. Anything I can do to help support her, of course, this mama is going to do. So just continuing to work on making my labels and organizing the tea bags to maximize that space and just keep things well stocked in here and neat and tidy is the goal. And again, I sincerely apologize for the really bad angle. All you can see is my head bobbing around, and that's about it. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better with every video I do. Thank you for just being so patient with me. And then we're moving on to the bottom shelf, and I'm going to go through my cocoa supplies. We love hot cocoa. Sometimes we drink a lot of it, sometimes we don't, and some of our stuff is definitely expired, so I'm pulling all of that out, just trying to make sure that anything that is left in here is good. So when we do get a hankering for cocoa, we can know right away that we can find what we're looking for and that it will be good for us to drink. And then down here, I also have a bin for extra teas. So since I have restocked the tea bags in other areas, I have room for the extra of my green tea with lemon that we stocked up on recently. So that can all fit-ish in my basket. The basket holds 6 boxes of tea, but there are 8 boxes of tea total. So 2 are going to sit on top, but at least it's going to look neater, and we're going to know exactly where all of our teas are. We also have a basket of like cold brew and sun teas down here, so really excited. We'll be starting to make that soon. And then my cupboard is done. It's not a huge drastic improvement, but mentally I feel a lot better about it. Here is a quick look at everything that I have pulled out, either for garbage or recycling to have my son look over, or that needs to go elsewhere. Not too bad for a quick little project. I think another reason why I love this spot and like decluttering it is just because going through tea and smelling them and smelling coffee and the cocos is just really cozy. And if you know me, my love language is coziness. So I hope you enjoyed today and the tips and hacks that I shared with you. I still have a little over 2 weeks of my challenge left, so stay tuned for more tips and tricks and inspiration coming your way soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Happy decluttering. Bye.